sweet yogis, Nellie here. So in an earlier video I posted about kind of my thought process for sequencing a class with the sequencing game. I had mentioned that my peak pose was handstand, and there was a question that came in on what are those 5 options that you do for getting into handstand. So I thought it would be best to do a video for it so you have a good visual of what those steps are. Now you can kind of think of these drills like prerequisites to get into handstand, right? So when you go to college, you start off as a freshman and you don't take senior level classes because you kind of need that foundation in order to move into those higher classes. So it's the same thing with handstands. You got to get the prerequisites, the foundational drills down so that your body, 1, has the muscle memory, 2, has the stability, and 3, you just have that comfort level, you know the alignment to get into the handstand. So I'm going to break those down. It's just going to be a quick synopsis of what those 5 drills are because I feel like we could spend 2 hours just talking about handstands, the anatomy of them, the alignment of them, how to get into them. So this will just be a quick synopsis and I'm happy to answer any questions you have from there. Okay, yep, you got to get up, buddy. Okay, you can sit right there. Okay, the first one is coming from a down dog. You walk your feet halfway in and lower down to a squat with your hands to the earth. Now, when I teach handstands, I only teach floating up into handstand with 2 legs. For the main reason is because 1 leg kick up into handstand, most students do not know how to control their body when they're upside down. So I take the approach of the 2-legged because you have to work a little harder to get the form and the strength to get into the handstand. So back to our squat here. Okay, so you're here in your little squats. The first drill is as you exhale, you lift your hips up and come to your toes. And the purpose of this is to get comfortable with bearing weight on your hands. Your gaze is in between your thumbs. And you lower down. So you lift up, hold for a few breaths, and then lower down. So if your students cannot hold this positioning for at least 30 seconds, then they're going to have a really hard time getting into handstand. So this is kind of like a wake-up call to see if they can bear weight on their hands to even get into handstand. All right, that's drill number 1. Drill number 2, as you exhale and come forward on your toes, you lift 1 leg up, heel to your rear, knees together, and lower down. Hold that for a few breaths, and then switch to the other side. Now, it's real important that the knees stay together and the thighs are towards the chest, and you're leaning forward to bring your shoulders over your wrists. A lot of times you'll see students go like this, woo, and they'll kick their legs straight up because they're so anxious to get into handstand, right? Everyone just really wants to get into handstand, but you have to have good control in this position, and I'll explain why in a later drill. So that's drill number 2. Drill number 3 is taking little floats. So as you come forward and bear weight on your hands, you just float your feet off the earth and come down. Float the feet off the earth and come down. So that's getting you in preparation to go all the way up into handstand. Drill number 4 is combining that 1 leg that was bent with 2 legs in the air. So as you exhale and come forward, you tuck up and down. Tuck up, tight little ball, and down. And so the purpose of that is to really get body awareness to tuck your knees in tight and feel the contraction in your core. If you can't hold that position with your legs bent and tucked in towards your chest, then you have no business really kicking your legs up in the air because it's just going to look like hair on a windy day. You know, the legs are just going to be flying in the room. It's kind of entertaining when you see students do that. But as yoga instructors, we need to set up our students the best that we can so that they're successful in what they're doing. So that is drill number 4, is coming up and tucking your knees to your chest. The last drill, number 5, is going through that motion, knees to the chest, then extending up to handstand and coming down the same way you went up. So let's see. My legs are a little tired from our bike ride earlier, so let's see how we do this. As you exhale, knees to your chest, and maybe not. Knees to your chest, extend up tuck them in, and down. So there you go. Those are the 5 drills that I do when I am breaking down handstand. First one, again, is just coming up, bearing weight on the hands. Come up as high as you can on your toes. Hold that for a few seconds. Then bending one leg in, holding for a few seconds, alternating sides. Third option is taking those little floats and down. Fourth option is tucking knees to chest and down. And then the fifth option is knees to chest, extend up, tuck in, and down. So there you have it. I hope that is beneficial to you. Feel free to ask any questions below or add any best practices you have about handstands. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, namaste.